Welcome to the Rest in Peace podcast, where we talk about all the creative things. I'm Angie, and this is my beautiful co-host, Bailey.
Hello.
Before we get hello, Bailey. Sorry, I cut you off there. Totally. I'm just right in it and ready to go. Before we get into things, though, let's just put a clarification here that we did not plan to be gone for as long as we were gone.
No.
We were going to take a break. It's going to be about a month. And then 9 months went by and we did nothing. And it's 2026, so Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Angie.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, we didn't mean it, but I think we took some time off and we really recentered ourselves and did some
yeah.
things and got some things done. Yeah. So here we are again.
Here we are. We are in 2026, and we promise to be more consistent. Maybe
Yes.
not weekly.
Right.
I think we're aiming for what is it like is it bi-weekly or bi-monthly? I never know what's the case.
Oh man, this is bad. I don't
I
know
should.
either.
Okay, so let's just say every second week.
Every second week. Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's the goal.
I think we're still trying to post on Thursdays.
Yes.
So you'll have a nice little like break into the weekend.
Yeah,
Um, but other than that, we're back.
we are
So
back.
how are you feeling, Angie?
I'm feeling great. I feel like this year is the year of Angie. I've been saying it a lot. I've been putting it out there. I've never been quite as confident as I am this year, but I just figured why not give it a try and just be
Yeah.
confident about the amazingness of 2026. How about you? How are you feeling?
Oh, I walk in with the slippers on into the new year. Ever since 2020, I definitely just have been very cautious about calling it my year.
Yeah.
Because it knocks me on my ass every time.
Hmm.
But you're right. There is something to like actually looking forward to the year and really manifesting that it's going to be your year. So I'm going to try to draw a little inspiration and confidence from that. So,
There you go. That
um,
sounds good. Yeah.
yeah,
And if you're into numerology, as I sort of am, it is the beginning of a 9-year cycle. So it's year one of a 9-year cycle. So this is the year that you plant all your seeds for what you want for the next year. So
nice.
I feel like it's going to be a good year for everybody. I'm putting it
Yeah.
out there for everybody. I'll be
Yeah, that's so
confident for
kind of
everybody.
you.
It's my New Year's resolution. Just be confident for everybody. Why not?
I love
So
it.
yeah, feeling good. The break was good. I mean, it wasn't a complete break for me. I did publish my second book, which is called The Trouble with Spain. I had to think about it for a second. That's terrible. Um,
S So many
it's been,
books
I
going on.
listen, I published it in June. Okay, we're in January. You got to give me a break. It
Yeah.
is the second book in my series, so that was kind of a big thing that I did while I was resting. And I also finished off another manuscript for a completely different book. So, I mean, rest is subjective.
You sound so productive and so efficient,
Well,
and that's great. Like, that's amazing.
yeah, I mean, I it does sound like a lot, but I did take a huge chunk of time off in between that. I rested. I published the book in June, and then I basically did absolutely nothing until I want to say October, maybe.
See, I don't believe that because you also, like, painted and,
Oh,
like,
that's
did amazing, like, drawings and stuff like that, and,
okay. So I'm not super good with the rest thing.
no, Angie's not good at thrusting.
But that is what I consider resting. And I just realized that you have my book on your shelf right above your head there
I
in the
do?
red. There
Yeah.
it is. Wow,
Yes.
look at that. Feels so special.
Yeah, I
Um,
never take it down. So,
Mine is on my shelf too, but you just can't see it. It's out of frame, but
that makes sense that you're
we'll
hiding
just
it.
trust it there. Yeah, totally. Yes, but that's my version of resting, which
Yeah.
doesn't sound restful, but it actually was. So, what about you? Last year,
I did the
after we
exact
took our
opposite.
break.
Yeah, after I took our break, I gave away all my garlic yarn and,
Oh,
gave
I
up
was
on
gonna
that.
ask.
So
Did
sorry,
you ever
Chloe.
finish one bulb at
No,
all? No,
no.
okay.
No. So it really is the side of 2 coins here. So, like, you can be like Angie or you can be like me and just abandon every project that you have going. Um, what
That's
else did
not
I do?
that's not necessarily true, and I wanna clarify that it's probably our age differences, because if you looked at me where I was at your age, then we would be probably a lot more similar.
Right. But I also think it's like, um, that's okay, like, to be on either
Yeah,
side of that, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
I think it's okay to, like, be a little bit confused about what you're trying to do and what you're trying to complete,
yeah,
and or be really driven and really focus on the mission and the vision. I think
yep,
there's room for both of those things. So, I'm
yep.
saying that is to help myself feel better, but,
But it's true,
maybe
and, you can also
yeah,
be like that within yourself. Like, you know what I
exactly.
mean? Like, yeah, you don't have to be
Yeah.
one person or the other person. You can literally be the same that both sides at once. Well, I mean, not once,
Yeah.
but in the same person is what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
No, yeah, like, 2 things can be true at once, and I really
yeah.
do struggle with that. So I am trying to live in the gray area of not knowing what I'm doing. What did I do? Like, I honestly I
You
wrote some.
started yeah, you started a new manuscript.
I started a manuscript, yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're working
then
on it. It's
I
not like
am,
you
and
you haven't abandoned it, as
I
far as I know,
haven't, and I actually signed up. I don't know if I told you, Angie. I signed up for a workshop, a 6-week workshop,
right?
um,
Coming
for
up, right?
writing coming
Yep.
up on Monday. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
oh my
it's at my
gosh.
local bookstore, and I'll go in and, learn how to write and hopefully get my ass in gear. So that'll be good.
Okay, so to clarify again, you know how to write. I've seen it, I've read it, it's writing. But I think this is a great way to help, you know, bring in the new year in a good way and get you focused. Is it every
Yeah.
Monday?
It is every Monday for 6 weeks. Yeah, it's, like,
Okay.
about an hour and a half.
Oh, nice.
Um, I signed up for that, and I'm crossing my fingers that, it's good and helps me, you know?
Hmm.
I do like taking things like school.
Yeah.
I like tackling things like school. So, I
Hmm.
have notebooks, upon notebooks upon notebooks of subjects of things that I've
Yeah.
been collecting. So, I know where I'm going, I just need to get there. That's all.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
it.
and this is simple, you know? You just
Yeah.
go to the thing and it's all good. You also colored your
Yeah.
hair, which is a very creative thing. Like, as
I
you can
did
see,
color my
your
hair.
hair looks very different from the last time we were here.
Yes, as always,
Yes, that's true.
you can
It'll
expect
change.
that.
Yeah.
Doesn't, Angie look like Sofia Vergara right now? Like, she looked like the long hair and, like, the red lip?
I don't know
I
who
think
that
she
is,
does.
but I'm gonna take your word for it. Listen,
Alright, well, in the comments.
I'm not up on the pop culture of
She's from
anything.
Modern Family, like, um I think
Okay,
she's
well,
Colombian.
oh, okay. Oh, come on, please. She's gorgeous. Don't even compare me. That's
You
terrible.
look gorgeous.
No, 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 no. Listen, I know I cut
It's
6
terrible,
inches of
she
my
says.
hair off and it looks a little bit fresher, but come on, like,
No, it looks perfect. You
well,
should
thank
wear a
you.
lot more red lip. It's good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do have new lipstick. I have been wearing red lipstick to all these things. This is a new version. Was a lot easier to put on. It's one of these like stay for 16-hour kind of things so that when you want to
Yeah,
take it off, it's like, no, you're not taking it off. So it's been pretty good.
that's
But
awesome.
the rest of it is a work in progress. But the lip
I
is good.
totally my soul, like, just identifies with that. Like, just this is a work in progress.
Progress on everything. But yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
So
is
that
true
was a
for all of
huge
us.
yes, exactly. That was a huge tangent from, what did you do creatively to red lipstick, but
Red lipstick, sorry. Yeah,
that's kind
that's
of
what we
I mean,
do.
yours looks fantastic too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
It also does not come off, so,
no.
I tried very hard to take it off last night, and I just,
Just put a
just
fresh layer
stayed.
on.
Just fresh
Yeah.
layer
I
and hope
try
for the
not to think
best.
about how toxic it is that we're putting it on because it doesn't come off. So when I go to, put it on, I'm like, hey, look at me in my toxic lipstick. And people are like, really? And I'm like, well, it's got to be. I mean, it stays on for like 16 hours, apparently. I mean, I've never tested that theory, but it's never come off when I wanted it to. So it's
Yeah.
got to be pretty toxic.
Well, I wanna be like a poison dart frog when I wear lipstick, and I just, like, wanna be poisonous and, like, stay
Mission
away.
accomplished. Yeah. You see this? This is danger.
Danger, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah,
it looks good. So whatever. I guess we'll just have to deal with the consequences. I don't know. Hope my lips don't fall off one day or something like that.
yeah,
Try not to
and
wear it every day, but
right, and speaking of looking good, how do you feel like 2026 is gonna shape up for you? Like, what are you most excited
I
about, do you
listen, I
think?
got big plans for this year. I got big
Yeah?
plans, as Bailey knows, because that's like all I talk about nonstop. She's probably sick of me by now, and now you'll be sick of me too. This is the year that I'm finally working up the courage to query agents. Now, there's a little asterisk beside that because technically I've done it before years ago, which is almost 10 years ago, which is insane to say that. And I did it for like maybe 5 agents. And I was like, this is scary. And I put it away and I never touched it again, which is how I end up self publishing my books. But this is the year that I'm going to take my manuscript that I just finished writing and I'm going to make it all pretty, put my pretty package together and send it off to query some agents. So if you don't know what that means because you are not a writer, it just basically means you're shopping around for an agent with your manuscript and a bunch of other little things, summaries and stuff. I don't even know because I can't remember. And then you just try to find an agent who likes your work and wants to represent you to get a book deal. So agent, book deal, that's where we're going for this year.
That's 2026, nailed down.
2026. Yeah,
Yeah.
like done. I mean, what else do you need?
I mean, I really don't doubt that you'll do that. If you self-published a book and also written another one, like, you'll be great. Like, you're gonna, like yeah,
Yeah.
you're just
I
gonna do
mean,
it.
self-publishing a book is probably right up there with the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life because
Mhm.
you would think that writing the book was the hardest part. It's really not. Like there's so many things that go with self-publishing, so many decisions that need to be made, and I like making decisions. Don't get me wrong. But there are some things I just don't care about enough to make a decision on and I just want someone else to decide and to do it. Like covers, book covers and book blurbs and marketing and all those things that's not where my skills are at, but it's a lot of work. And so I give massive props to people who self-publish and do this for a living because oh my gosh, it's so much work. It's a
Yeah,
hustle for sure. And not one that I'm super excited to do again.
yeah.
Hence the queer agents.
Is there anything well, I mean, like, for those that don't know, like, is there anything that else that drove you to query, instead of self-publish again? Like, I hear you. It's a lot
Yeah,
of work,
it is.
and
But
yeah,
I mean, okay, so there's a lot of people who do this and that's their thing. They love doing it. They love making all the decisions. And I get that. For me, I work full time, so writing is not something that I earn my living off of. And in my opinion, whether it's true or not, for me personally, to make a living off of self-publishing, I would have to produce more frequently.
hmm,
And just because I feel like it's a numbers game at that point. You got to be
okay,
relevant, keep relevant, and do a lot more self promotion and a lot more social media, and all those things are fantastic. But on top of me working full time just seems a little unrealistic for me.
mhm.
And it felt all very lonely. Like writing is very lonely in
Mm,
general, and having to do all the steps. And yes, I work with other people. It's not like I'm not a one man show. I one woman show. I obviously work with people who read my book. Bailey helps with editing. I get feedback from other people. You can hire people to do your different aspects and stuff. So you can work with other people. But just didn't really feel like for me. I did it twice. Actually, the first time I self-published, I was like, "I'm never doing this again." And then, I left years. I think this is I don't have kids, but I imagine this is how people have kids. They have a kid and then they go, "I'm never doing this again because it's horribly painful," or whatever, and then they leave enough years and then they forget the pain
Yeah.
and then they go, "Let's have a baby again." And then,
Mhm.
that's how I imagine it would be because that's how it was like birthing these books. It was like the first one, I was like, "I'm never doing this again." And then, I left enough years and was like, "Okay, I can do this again." And then I did it and was like, "Yeah, I don't really want to do this again."
You're like, "Oh, I remember."
Yeah, I remember now. So I think it's for me, it's like I tried that, I did that, I've accomplished that goal that I want to do. I'm just really wanting to set my sights on kind of like the next level for me, which I get it. Some
Yeah.
people never want to do that. They want to keep self-publishing and more props to them because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
I think that's fair, but I think it's important to highlight that distinction, for
Yeah,
people who don't know, especially because, there's a lot of paths you can take when writing,
absolutely. Yep.
especially, like, even, like, your training, like, I'm taking a workshop, but I, have an English degree and things like that, but, like, I
Yep.
could have gone for my MFA or Master of, Fine Arts in Creative Writing, and I wanted to do that for a while, and I
Hmm.
thought that I would, but, it wasn't for me, it turned out.
Hmm.
Going back to school, I know I love school, but it wasn't in the cards.
Yep.
So, I think it's important to highlight that argument of, like, why you're doing what you're doing when you're doing it,
Yep.
because it is really important in the arts to have a vision and have a plan and know that it's gonna work for you and not for anybody else.
Yep.
Um, and that's, like, a big disclaimer that we always say, like, if something works for us, it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna work for everybody. So,
Yep.
just be who you are creatively and,
Hmm.
you'll go from there. But that sounds great. I mean, that sounds like you really understand where you're going now.
Yeah. Like I don't. Okay, I have lots of schooling behind me, none
Yes.
of which is English or writing or anything of that sort. Um, and for a long time, I thought that that was a deficiency in me that I needed to have in order to be able to write. And then I somehow got over it and just started writing and was like, okay, well, I'm doing it and people are reading it and they're liking it. So obviously, I didn't need that. So that was a path for me, which was different. Just like the self publishing was the path that I wanted to take to explore that and see what it was like. And I think that's really when it comes down to it, what I'm doing is just trying all the different avenues to see what
Yes.
works best. I think for me, there's a big part that was like when I tried to do the querying last time, um, I checked out a little too soon. And
Oh, absolutely.
yes, 5 age, 5 age, ridiculous. Anyone who knows anything about writing knows that any big author has gone through multiple rejections.
I
Um,
mean, take a step back and just realize that, like, doing anything for the first time, you can't do
yeah,
it 5 times and then stop.
no. But I was a lot younger back then and was
But
like,
we
"No, if
love
it
you.
doesn't work." I'm also a little impatient, just putting that out there. I think a big thing was, like, I know that I would regret not giving it my all in that sense, and that's
Right.
really what it comes down to, is that, like, I didn't give it my all, and so, with the publishing, I feel like the self-publishing, I feel like I gave it my all, with doing that, and anything that I didn't do or didn't do further, like, really marketing or whatever, is because I didn't really enjoy that part, and I still felt like I kinda hit the wall as to my capabilities. So that's kind of my judge. Is like if I've given it everything that I feel like I can give, um, then I'm ready to move on to the next thing, and that's kind of what I'm doing for this year. So I'm going to take this new manuscript, which has nothing to do with reapers or death or anything. In fact, it's like kind of like a love story. I mean, not kind of, it is
It is.
in whatever genre it wants to be in.
I've read it, be jealous.
Yes, and so it's also a book that I've been trying to classic Angie, write for years. So I started this one in 2017, and yeah, so it's completely different. So I just felt like it was a really good project to start fresh on trying to query and kind of get it out there and see how it goes. And yeah, like obviously I'm going to be uber positive because that's the new Angie for the new year, uber positive.
There's
So
nothing wrong with that. I mean,
yeah,
like, that gets people, excited about your work as well
yeah,
as you excited about what you're doing. So that's
yeah,
I think people shit on positivity a little bit,
yeah.
but there's nothing wrong with being excited, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing is that like now, like I do have the two self-published books behind me, which is kind of nice to be able to go in this round and be like, hey, like I've done this as well. You can check that out. Not that that's necessary. It's really not, but it's just giving me, extra stuff to be like, look what I can do. Which maybe that'll be a thing or not. I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows?
No,
Um,
totally.
but that is my big plan for this year, and I've got lots of book ideas, which I've had to kind of like not think about. I write down the idea and then just kind of put it aside because I need to focus on one thing right now until I start querying. Once I start querying, then I can start writing the next thing and just keep going. That's kind of the plan
Yes.
as
Yes.
far as planning. But also
Love it.
this year I'm trying to be more like with the flow things, which sounds a little contradictory, but
Well, tell me more about that. I mean, like, how can someone stay in the flow, but also have their vision that they're chasing at the same
yeah,
time?
I think for me, like I have the tendency it's really weird because I'm as usual. I have so many layers, Bailey, that are contradictory at all aspects. So I'm a planner, but when it comes to writing my books, I'm not a planner. I tried
Mm.
plotting, did not work. It put me right off of that book um, that I was trying to write. So I'm a pantser. When it comes to writing, I have a general idea, but I have to pants it. But when it comes to my life, I do like to be proactive and plan, but sometimes that can be a little negative because then I'm just like, it needs to be my plan. This is by the way, all the podcasters, this is my symbol for facts. This is a fact,
Fact.
which I keep saying to Bailey all the time. Fact. Um, when you plan everything or try to plan everything, you don't leave a lot of room for the amazing to spontaneously appear. So I'm trying to be more in the flow of, in the sense of being like, this is where I'm heading, but I'm open to what comes up along the way, if that makes any sense at all.
It does, and I'm just trying to, like, internally apply it, and, I'm coming up short, but maybe it's a thinker, like, I think it's something that sinks in a little bit over time and with
Yeah.
um, more plan in place, like, I think you have to have a plan sort of in place, and then you can feel the flow of that plan kind of thing.
Yeah. Like it's classic, like, it's all about the journey, not the destination.
Right.
So, it's like I know where I want to head, and that's to be writing full time as a career, but I don't need to pinpoint every step along the way. I can be more in flow to see as things come up and just open to opportunities. So that's kind of the balance this year. So it's like I'm going to query this novel, this manuscript that I have, but in the meantime, I'll work on something else. And if that one doesn't hit right way, then we'll try something else. So
Yeah.
it's a plan, but it's open to some wavy whatever stuff that can come through.
Some loosey goosiness.
Loosey
Yeah.
goosiness, yeah. So, but that's this year. So, what about you, Bailey? Though, because I feel like this, I feel like this writing class that you're taking is going to be
Yes.
super good.
Yeah.
6 weeks, you said, right?
Mhm.
Every
Mhm.
Monday. You just go in, you learn about writing, and then you write. So are you
Yeah.
gonna be working on what you're working on right now, or are you starting something new?
I'm gonna be working on what I'm working on right now, for 2 reasons.
Eh,
It is the farthest I've ever gotten. Well, I
no,
mean,
you've
that's
you've
not
gotten
true.
farther. Yeah. You
But
stop telling
it's
lies to the podcast people. Come on.
I am straight up lying. I have finished a manuscript before,
Yes.
but this is kind of the
2. You've
farthest
finished 2, by the way. 2. I've read
to
full
oh, yeah,
2
okay.
2 full drafts
Maybe
of books
the pink is getting to my head. I think,
seeping into
I
the
have
brain.
yeah. Yeah, so I have finished 2 manuscripts, but this is the
Yeah.
farthest I've gotten with a drafting process because I do tap out around 20,000 words. So I think
Yes.
I'm at, like, 25, 30,000 words in this manuscript, and I
Mhm.
do love it. Like, I do love genuinely love where it's going and what it is. Um, that's for me to know, and you guys to probably never find out, but it's fine. But yeah, for 2 reasons, and then for the second reason that escapes me right now, um I don't remember. I don't know.
You wanna
But
finish it. You wanna finish it. That's what it comes down to.
yeah, like, that's basically I mean, like, that's 2 reasons in 1, but, like, yeah, like, that's
It's a
basically what I
twofer.
wanna do. It's a
Yeah,
twofer.
it's a twofer.
Um, oh my gosh, yeah, I have a cold, guys, so, like, that is why I sound like this, and
You don't
also
sound that. Come on. You just have that
okay, good.
husky,
Uh,
voice that is just so appealing
yes,
to everybody.
obviously.
Women have
So,
smoked for decades to get voices like that. You're just doing it on the
I
fly.
know. So as a tangent, my trick to when I know I have a cold is that I sing, that Lord of the Rings song, "Far Over the Mountains of the Misty Mountain Cold."
Okay.
So when I can get that deep, I know I'm really sick.
Yeah.
And I've done that before. I have been a bass and a baritone for a minute
Nice.
there. But I don't think I'm there yet. So I think
No.
the vitamin C is working,
Yeah.
but I'm deflecting.
Yes,
Um,
you are.
so
Classic Bailey.
Classic. Um, yes, so I think I will stick with this manuscript and keep going. You know, the thing about me is though, I don't like to be told what to do.
No.
And I know Angie doesn't either. So the only problem with this workshop is I'm feeling is that I might be an ass and be like, I know better than anyone in this room about my manuscript, obviously,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
like I'm just a little bit worried that I'm going to like, and this is an honest, vulnerable moment for me, like, I'm worried that I'm gonna be, like, an ass about it. Yeah, yeah. I am afraid.
I don't okay, so, having known you as long as I have known you, you've never been an ass ever. Like, I mean, like, what I love about you, and it's the same trait that my husband has, is that you guys are like, "Oh, I was such an ass." I'm like, "Hmm, didn't even realize it." Like, "You wanna see ass? I'll show you ass." Okay? Like, I could take it to a whole new level. Okay? But it's I'm always like, "Oh, you guys think that's ass? Oh, you guys
Yeah.
are that's so sweet that you think you're being rude. Let me show you how it's done." But so I really don't think that even if you think that you're being an ass, I don't think anyone will notice. So
Yeah.
you're fine. Yeah.
That really helps me, honestly, because I
Yeah.
do feel like, like, you can get into those situations and not like the teacher or not like your classmates. Like, I
Mhm.
was in an English degree, and there were master level, students, like, taking courses right alongside me, and
Yeah.
they were pretentious assholes, and, like,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Like, I'm not saying it's just
Yeah.
in writing, but, it's everywhere. So,
Yes. You'll be
I just
fine.
I'll be fine.
Listen, you can think whatever you want, okay?
I'm, like, calling these people assholes, I haven't even met them, like,
You're
I
like,
don't know
"Listen,
where this
I'm not
podcast is
saying
going.
I'm better than you,
Yeah,
but
but
I'm
I
better
am.
than you." I'm pretty sure as long as you don't say that, you'll be fine.
I'm pretty
Um,
sure I would never say that, and I
no,
can't
that's what
believe
I'm
it just came
saying.
out of my mouth.
Yeah, like, that's so not you. You even if you thought it, you would be like, "Oh, I can't believe I thought that." Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, you don't think you have to worry. I think this is just a good way to get you on track, back on track from where you already are, because you took a break over the
I did,
holidays from writing. Um,
as
and
I often
she
do.
she was going to take a break completely, and then I was like, "Hey, I finished this manuscript. How about you read it if you want?" Which was so manipulative of me, by the way, I should say, because I've never been able to just come in and be like, "I got this thing." Like, she's probably not going to want to read it. She's going to want to read it. In fact, you were trying to read it in like a day or two and full edit it, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Like, just read it like a reader." You know, so I didn't
And
want to
I'm so glad I
sidetrack you.
did.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I was not trying to manipulate you, but I mean, it did pull you off of your complete relaxation for December. Though I feel like not editing it was helpful.
it was.
Okay.
So just so you know, we're at 30 minutes. So I think we have some more things to say. So I think we
Yeah.
can run over a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You want to go
Yeah,
till like
absolutely.
45?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's totally cool.
Um yeah, that's this podcast. You just like make decisions in real time. Um
The best podcast.
ever.
We're putting it out there. Podcast success for 2026. I'll add it to the list of things I'm manifesting. No problem.
Yeah. Like Angie will be positive about that and I'll be thinking about how I called everyone an ass.
Asshole.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, like I think we were talking about how um
Did you just lose that
what were we
train of
talking
thought?
about? Yeah. It was awful. It was like choo choo and then it's just
It's
like
like, "Hey, I have
gone.
this really good idea. Let's keep talking." Shoo.
Zoop.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know where I am. Uh, I don't even remember what we were saying either, Bailey.
Oh, okay. So I'll
So,
I'll go off in my own direction.
yeah, you
So
just go. Take it where you wanna go.
I think like with my manuscript, I just think it's really difficult for me to finish things. So
Yeah.
that is I'm not even being positive and optimistic about what I'm going to do with my manuscript. I just need to finish it.
Mhm.
So what's important to me is to really hunker down. And oh yeah, like, that's what we were talking about. Like Angie pulled me out of my break and
Yes, that's what we were talking about.
I was on a break for 9 months, Angie. Like, I was not I was like, "Oh, December." Like,
You're like,
"Oh,
"That
it's the
starts in what? Like,
holidays."
summer, right? I have free July? Isn't it July and Christmas a thing?
Yeah, like yeah,
Or
absolutely. So
Christmas
I
in
was like,
July? I totally said that backwards, but you know what I meant.
"I totally got you."
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you do.
like, it's it's just, like, stupid, but, like, I was on a break for a long time. So, I'm going to try to do the thing.
Yeah.
That's just like and that's okay, I think. I think that's okay to, like, set small goals
Yeah.
and knock them down and feel like you achieved something big, you know? So, I
Yeah.
think that's what I have to do in the first place. Um, I think this workshop is really gonna help me, just get jump started and just hear from different perspectives because
Yeah.
I am a person that, like and I know you can agree with this, that, there's different strengths for different people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they really do, um make sure that they, when they're working on something that's they're doing the best that they can always with creative projects. So like
Yeah.
you have to just focus on the fact that you're doing the same.
Yeah.
And that you're giving your all and that's coherent, right?
Give it your all.
Give it your all. Yeah,
2026, give it your all. That's the
give it your all.
catchphrase right there. Give it your
Except
all.
for the garlic. Yeah, let the
Well,
garlic
okay,
go.
the garlic just is resting. You know what I mean? It's winter. Let the garlic rest. Okay. It just needs to be on its own right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't
It's
burn.
brand new year,
Yeah.
brand new project.
Yeah,
And to be
absolutely.
fair, your garlic was the thing that you were doing while you were ignoring your writing.
Oh yeah, I
So
do
now
that.
you're not ignoring your writing. So now you're just ignoring the garlic. You just got to ignore something. So ignore your crocheting.
I love that. You have
She
to
just had
ignore
a like
something to get something
ping.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's literally the story of my life because I have so many projects that I want to do and things that I enjoy doing, but doing them all at once has just become incredibly impossible at this stage.
Yes,
So,
and I also think that we talked about this before, but I think, doing the thing that you wanna do in that moment is really
yeah.
important,
Yes.
and being okay with that not being, the same thing every day.
Yes.
I think everyone can do something creative and do something they wanna do, but it doesn't really have to be the same thing every day, so I think it's okay
Yep.
to have a million hobbies
Yep.
and activities, so I think
Yep.
that's great. Yeah,
Yep. I agree. 100%. So there actually sounds like a great way to end this podcast.
let's do it.
And
So we
then,
teased you, we are stopping after 5 minutes
yeah,
instead of
listen, we
15.
were so concise in our thoughts that we were just like, look, we might need 15 minutes, but now we only need 5. But we'll
Yeah,
save the rest of that and we'll continue on in our next episode because I really feel like there's a lot more that we can like pull apart on that,
yes,
which is mostly rambles, but I feel like that's half the reason why you're here is for the rambles. And if you're
yeah,
not,
for
I
the
don't know,
rambles.
tell us what you want in the comments below because we
Good,
love hearing
yes.
from
Tell us
you.
you want. We don't listen to people very well, but, like, we will listen to you.
Yes,
So,
that's true. You guys are always gonna be our clovies, even if Bailey doesn't crochet cloves of garlic. So we'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this podcast, they can
yes,
like it. It's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on Spotify
Spotify
and
and Apple
Apple.
Podcasts.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
we are all
Everywhere.
over the internet, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
So if you're seeing us in person, enjoy the lipstick. If you're not and you're just listening to us, perhaps consider going and watching it on YouTube so you can see our beautiful red lipstick. Because I mean, it's
Absolutely.
half the appeal of this podcast at this point
Y I
is our
mean,
red
like, why
lips.
else are you here?
I mean, I don't know. That's the only reason why I'm here, just is to
Like,
see your
I mean,
red lips.
you too. I mean, like, and again, like, tell us what you want.
Yeah,
We are here to serve, but, like, this is how we kind of deal with the world and deal with our reality, and, we
yeah.
really hope that you are sticking along for the ride because we are back.
We're back. We're back. And whether it's bi-weekly or bi-monthly, because we're not sure what is the actual wording for that, we'll be here every second week.
Hey,
Fingers
you
crossed.
choose. Yeah, you
Yeah,
choose
yeah,
bi-weekly, monthly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. You listen to it on whatever schedule you want.
Hey,
We'll
we
just
don't
give
judge.
you whatever. Yeah, exactly.
No.
So, but if you do like it, please feel free to subscribe and like and share with any creative people or non-creative people, because there are people that think they're non-creative, but that's a whole nother rant for another day because I don't believe that.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
believe everybody is creative. They just have to tap into
Yes.
the thing that is their creativity.
Yeah.
We've got lots of ideas for this year. Okay. This year is going to be, it's going to be a great year.
Yeah, and if you just like 2 women talking, that's
Yeah.
also a reason to check out the podcast. So,
Yep.
do that and like, comment, subscribe,
Yes.
and rate, I think is another thing you can do.
Sure.
Um,
We'll say that. Rate us on a scale of 1 to 5. How do you like
from
us?
1
Put it
to
in the
5,
comments
how do you
below.
like us? Oh gosh, no, don't do that actually. Just don't.
I got
Alright.
thick enough skin for both of us. It's fine. It's fine. I will.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna rate someone, rate Angie and her beautiful red lipstick and her
5 out of 5,
Sophia
man. Listen,
Vergara.
I stay within the lines. That's, I should get a prize for that. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah. So,
Alright, I'm gonna
anyways,
go get a prize for Angie, and we're gonna sign off.
all right.
Talk to you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye.